Alright, the recording is running. Hey guys, thanks for the review, Simo. I will get everything the 3 weeks set up once we finish the stream. Then I do all the stuff. I already have it on my list. I really appreciate the reviews and you guys taking the time for it. So I just thought I'm gonna reward that with a few additional weeks within the membership. Nothing should go unrewarded. Alright, let's see. We have 2 minutes until the New York Open. I just got to the charts really, and kind of saw a perfect internal 2022 model. Did you guys see that one too? That would be interesting. It's right here on the chart where we formed a higher high, higher low, higher high. Then we shifted structure, leaving behind this beautiful bearish fair value gap. We already started to invalidate bullish order flow here by not respecting those two bullish fair value gaps, actually using them as resistance, closing below, continuing lower. Also right here with the new hourly candle at 8 a.m, market structure shift, bearish fair value gap, beautifully holding that previous day's low, and then from here on continuing lower. Then we got the Empire State Manufacturing news candle here at 8:30. Continued lower, finally below our equilibrium. If we go to the hourly time frame, talking about this range right here from the low to the high. This is our entire, if we want to call it that, market maker buy model to the upside. So now we're below the 50% and basically in no man's land. I mean, there's no real higher time frame sell side liquidity left to target, if we're being honest. If so, where would that be? I mean, we could go down to the 15-minute. But even on the 15-minute, we could pick out a few lows, like for example this short-term low and this one right here, but I'd be more interested to see, well, we are at 6.5 right now. That would be 50 points to the downside before we hit the previous week's low, which really is that next best liquidity target. But keep in mind, I also want to bring that up. On the daily, right now, if I hide the drawings here from the... Oh, this goes into the 5-minute analysis. If I turn off the 15-minute and turn on a daily, we're right now inside the daily bullish fair value gap. So I'm really interested to see what's happening inside that area. We don't have SMT divergence at the top. I already checked that. On NQ, we also didn't manage to... let me go to the daily here quickly. To form a higher high. NQ is holding up a little bit stronger compared to ES. If we compare the two here on a daily time frame, because ES basically is within Monday's daily bullish fair value gap. NQ just swept the previous day's low sell side. I have more sell side targets right in here. Those are our first 20 days of the year. Now let's just leave it at that and look at NQ on a 15-minute time frame. So we just cleared this low. That's our previous day's low. Could also use the ICT all-in-one here actually. Gonna do it like that. Previous day low, previous day's high, and then we would have Thursday's and Tuesday's low. But comparing it to ES, ES has already taken both of these areas out. So ES is already down below here, while NQ is still holding up, like I said, relatively strong. We also have a bunch of equal high, relative equal high at least, buy side liquidity up here. So let's see, the market opened up. NQ also hit that 8:30 a.m. bearish value gap, but I want to put my focus on ES here. 5-minute time frame. Like always. This is a trade we took this morning within the tape reading chat. Using, let me turn on now my 5-minute analysis. I'm going to leave the daily bullish fair value gap on here. 5-minute time frame. A long of this inversion fair value gap right here, after we saw the SMT divergence with NQ after bouncing off the 50% level right here, just into this equal high buy side liquidity for a quick 5 points. Afterwards, I stopped trading, went to the gym and spa, and I just got back right after, the news candle. If I would have seen this, I think I would have tried a short here. This would have been a nice opportunity, having filled in some of these inefficiencies, shifting market structure, leaving behind new bearish discounts, after invalidating bullish fair value gaps, continuing lower. We rejected once again of our 50% level of our entire bullish range that I just talked about. We filled in this entire 1 hour bearish fair value gap here on the higher time frame. We keep on respecting bearish order flow. Right here we see that we didn't close above even this bearish fair value gap. We open above it with a volume imbalance, but we immediately closed it in. And continuing from here, we left behind this tiny little bearish fair value gap. We filled that in right with the opening, and we continued lower from there. So just like always, going with the flow. There's no reason to believe that we're going to reverse, at least right now. We would like to see at least some confluence with that, like we did right here. SMT with NQ, we hit Wednesday's sell side, we're below the previous day's low. But like we said on the higher time frame, there's not much liquidity for us to potentially target. We could map out some of it. Let's look for short-term lows. Just inside that daily bullish fair value gap. That next short-term low really would be down here. And then from here, all the way down here. And then down here. So let's expand those. And bring them over to current price action. That's the best we can do. Sell side liquidity. In terms of targets, 930 open up with A. Okay, we already hit that first fair value gap. We now filled in this entire daily bullish fair value gap, and look at the reaction once we've done that. So this blue box is our daily bullish fair value gap. We filled that in, and immediately we got some ticks to the upside. I'm on a 15-minute time frame. I want to be on a 5. Basically what I would be waiting for if I want to try to take this long, well, I don't know, feels like counter trend trading to me. At least right now, of course, we have that higher time frame point of interest here, that daily bullish fair value gap that could hold support, especially because we see NQ, well, NQ is starting to take more sell side now, going towards the first day's low. So yeah, on NQ it's really easy. Target lower prices. Sell side on ES, it's a little bit more difficult, I would say. But let's wait and see. Be patient, wait for a good quality setup, and then execute on it if we get the chance. Any questions right now on Discord? Are you already in a short? Did you take that internal 2022 model I talked about right up here? Or are you also just watching? You took the second fair value gap short on demo. Yeah, okay. I understand why you would do that on demo after just hitting Tuesday's sell side. We have this daily bullish fair value gap just at this level. And there's, yeah, you would have to cover plenty of room to the upside. 7 points just to get your stop protected at this little high right here of that 8:40 a.m. candle that eventually ran into Tuesday's sell side. Daily range so far. We have a bunch of equal highs sitting right here. I really looked forward to see this continuation right here, especially with that SMT divergence on NQ, even on the higher time frame because we cleared Wednesday's sell side. To run back up into this equal high buy side. I was already, I mentioned it right away in the morning once I woke up that, okay, we saw a Asia session trend until 2 a.m. All we did was drop 30 points here on ES. Usually, let's say if you use the ICT all-in-one indicator with the Asia Killzone box, if you can draw a line from the top left to the bottom right, and you see that 90% of that price action is around that line, that usually means it's a trending session, and afterwards we just continued collapsing basically, already hitting that previous day's low prior to the to the London kill zone. That's already your expansion move, and what's followed after expansion, usually reaccumulation or accumulation, distribution. And that's exactly what we got during London because we didn't really go anywhere. That's why I decided to just go for a quick scalp into relative equal high buy side liquidity. High, low, lower, higher high, pullback, made a higher high. News came in 2022 model. Now we continued lower. That's the recap for the day, but I'm really interested to see what this is gonna do because, like I said, we just to the tick perfectly filled in this daily bullish fair value gap. Now we're starting to get that kind of automatic retracement after having filled in that inefficiency. Why are you feeling nervous? That's pure gold in terms of journaling and learning more about yourself. Why? One minute time frame. Also, if we even look at the 1 minute, you tend to see those more often on the 1 minute. We form our higher high. We shift market structure. Well, okay, you would have anticipated that market structure shift and just entered short on this bearish fair value gap. Or then afterwards here. Let's screw the 1 minute time frame and not even think about it. So we immediately close back above the 50% here. You made some gains that you don't want to lose. I totally understand that. So what I used to do in that scenario is simply to log off your TraderWeight account and log into your paper trading account. But take your paper trading as serious as you would take your TraderWeight account or your challenge. And don't just YOLO 10 contracts in there. Because if you already know you're feeling kind of nervous, this can only lead to two things. A, you get lucky and you make more profit and you're really happy and then you decide to log off. Or B, you're in the trade and all you can think about is that you want to keep on holding it. Let's say, for example, in this example, keep on holding this $270 PL because you already did that during the London session and now I don't know, it already settled in that you made 200, 500, whatever amount of profit you've made, that already settled now until the New York Open. And I totally understand that feeling that you don't want to lose that amount of money again. And then you're in drawdown. And then that's when it starts to get tricky. And where you make mistakes, because you don't want to lose. And if you really, really, really don't want to lose and give away that profit again, yeah, that's an open invitation for more mistakes, always. Just open up a new paper trading account like this. That's what I usually do. I have a paper trading account. I click here on connect, and then I have one called Apex 50K, Apex 250K, an FTMO account, and one for EU, giving it a name, and yeah, just taking it really serious. Not getting mad or because I missed out, I could have taken it on my funded account. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Because on the paper trading account, you don't have to deal with the emotions and the already existing profit. Yeah, there's a lot of downside, and as of right now, there's no confirmation whatsoever, at least on a 5-minute time frame, that would suggest that we should go long. And I'm kind of even going short here. Of course, that could change, and with hindsight, eventually soon, and could have said, oh, we could have just got in short right here and would have made some profit, but that ship has sailed. You would have had to take the risk prior to the New York Open in order to, get a, I'm going to say, good risk trade or good healthy risk entry, because this is still pretty damn risky taking this shot. We just hit all the sell side and the New York Open is about to pop in. This could have easily also walked its way back up again. So yeah, I'd say we just see. If we start to break below the daily bullish fair value gap here on the 5, I know it's no confirmation at all, because you could imagine all this price action right now, even if we go below it, that everything we see right now is just going to end up as the wick. And the question is, how long will that wick be in case we're going to hold support on that daily bullish fair value gap? That's our best PD array we can look at on a daily time frame before we say, no, we're going to continue lower, and this little pump was just to put pressure on the longs. Let's check the 1 hour time frame. We have a 1 hour, let me turn off my phone notifications, 1 hour bullish value gap right here, because right now we're already at a discount to potentially continue higher. Let's take a look at NQ. NQ hit that first sell side target, cutting through it like butter. Let's see if it can hit that next one. We will see. Like I said, I don't see the good entry opportunity with it. 5-minute time frame. Still didn't close below that. 1-minute time frame. We took out the low again, so this could have the potential for a market structure shift. Not really visible on the 5-minute time frame. Mm. 3 minutes to go. Yeah. If Agent Smith would be in here, he would already be saying that he's on the short. Not sure about you, but yeah, some people I don't have any issues jumping in short here at the low of the day. I do. I don't know, I guess. Some old scars. Like we said earlier in the tape reading chat, when we talked about risk management, that I still carry around some of my battle wounds from trading on the future funded accounts for so long, where we have that 5%. If we talk about the 50k accounts, if you trade a 100k account, you, for example, only have 3% max trailing drawdown. But for the 50k account, what I mostly traded, you have a 5% trailing max drawdown. So 2.5k, which, I don't know, never allowed me or my thinking to risk a lot. I never used to risk 1% per trade, really. I mean, 500, I usually risk 5 points, so 250 bucks on these accounts. I still do. And I know that doing it for so long and always being worried about that trailing stop loss, I think that's impacting me on my lot sizing on the funding pips accounts. Even though I have so much more room to breathe, I'm not really using that as an advantage to completely risk 1% on a challenge. We all carry around old wounds and scars from our old mistakes, but eventually we have to work on them and also let them heal in order to, yeah, keep on fighting. Mm. Yeah, I also have those same issues chasing here, and I don't really want to chase. We already had a, well, not a insane London session. I mean, if I would have risked 1% on this trade, this would have been a 2.4% trade, but I didn't. So it turned out to be, I don't know, in profit terms, with spread, got in somewhere around here, 0.5% on the 100k account and 0.5, yeah, 0.4 on the 50k account, but I don't really think that much in percentages. Just take the trades and enter with a lot size on those funding pips accounts that I feel comfortable with, and also on those new take profit trader accounts. That offer was just too good to, yeah, not get another account, 40% off for life, and never pay an activation fee. So you basically save 40% and another $130. And if you think about it, it's actually cheaper than the 80% Apex discount, because with Apex, you still have to pay $150 in activation fees on your 50k account. So yeah, you save those completely with Take Profit Trader right now. I know everyone's crazy about those 1-day pass, 80% discount, $15 challenges, but yeah, that's marketing. It's an almost irresistible offer. Fair enough. I just got it because, yeah, I'm trading here on stream, so I might as well do it on one of those accounts again. While executing mainly on my phone. But I also think that once I got the first 2 funding pips accounts funded, that I'm going to hook them up together with I of course already could have done that, but I don't know, I think that's those scars, and losing big used to be a very bad thing on the 50k challenges. So yeah, that kind of what leads me to not risk as much, even on those funding pips accounts where I have 10% max not trailing static drawdown. So that's funny, I think. Yeah. Not used to that freedom. If it's like if you put a lion or a tiger that lived his entire life inside a little cage inside a circus. Now you're putting him in a bigger cage or out into the wild. It's new. It's, yeah. You're not used to it. You're used to your little 4 square meters cage. I don't know. That's how I felt when we talked about it earlier. I do not understand those prop firms. I mean Apex, ET. Well, like I said, I don't want to say anything against Apex. It's just I understand how difficult it is compared to other funding firms, like for example funding pips. All right, looks like we're going somewhere. Let's see if we can snipe us an entry here, maybe even on the 1 minute. We talk about it later on. Now it's focus time. So this could be a potential market structure shift here. Lower low, lower high. Lower low, lower high, lower low. So this right here could be our breaker block, but I don't know if I want to take that. Let's try. Let's see where we get our fill. Stop loss is going to be just below here, so that's only a 3-point stop. I think that's decent. So now we rebalanced that bullish candle immediately. Right here. Let's see how we close. Open up with a bearish volume imbalance, but I'm going to give it some room to breathe. So this would be considered the market structure shift. I just want to see, take it on my funding pips accounts, a little bit more confluence than a 1 minute breaker block. I usually don't do 1 minute stuff, but yeah, there's just no opportunity right now on the 5 minute time frame. Doesn't always mean you should go down to the 1 minute time frame, of course, but yeah, you get the idea. Let's see, so we moved back to the upside, but we're starting to reject again. Let's see how we close. Do we close in this volume imbalance, or are we going to continue lower? Still holding this low. We took sell side right here. Doesn't look like it's gonna hold. But, well, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. If we're gonna see that second leg, that higher high and maybe a nice 5 minute fair value gap, I would consider bearish volume imbalance on the 5. On the 15, we just retraced and rebalanced this entire candle. It doesn't look, it's not good enough for me to take it on the funding pips accounts. But for this take profit trader challenge, I think it's worth the risk. 3 points. Yeah. I'm out here. Let's see where I got filled. No, it doesn't show me how much I lost on that specific trade. No. Could still turn around, but yeah. Passive buying since half an hour. Now let's see if it's not just a little trap they played. We have those equal highs here, so that's nice. Equal high buy side. Let's take a look at NQ. 15-minute time frame just continuing lower with more sell side below. 1-minute time frame forming lower lows, so potential SMT divergence here. Open up with another bearish volume imbalance closing below the breaker. This would have been my exit at this point for sure. Let's see, I got out here. Doesn't matter. 270 down to 165. Now retesting the breaker. The inverted breaker, if we want to say so. But not even a 1-minute bearish or bullish fair value gap within this price action. That's what I would have liked to see. A 5-minute time frame. 15-minute. What's the time? It's 9:45, and with the next 1-minute candle, we're gonna get the 10 a.m. hourly candle. So let's see what that new hourly candle is going to do. If we're gonna continue low into sell side, or if we're gonna attack these equal highs. Just consolidating down here on the 5-minute time frame. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unfortunate, but let's see. I mean, almost perfect exit. Once we closed below the breaker block, I got out. New hourly candle opening with a bearish volume imbalance. Same thing here again on the 5-minute time frame. Also on the 15, retraced, rebalanced this entire candle, not leaving behind a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Opening up with a new bearish one, continuing lower. And on the hourly time frame, we open up with a bearish volume imbalance. Likely, I'm going to see that next short-term sell side here hit next. Yeah, let's see. Let's wait and see what the new hourly does. If we're going to hit this next short-term low. We didn't take out the low yet, so a stop theoretically would have been fine, but that's just 1-minute time frame shenanigans. Now let's stay on the 1 minute. Because we still have bullish SMT divergence, if I'm not completely wrong. You can see that at 10 a.m. we formed the low of the day right now on NQ, but on ES we did not, so well, something's happening, that's for sure. So we keep on forming these lower lows and lower highs on NQ, but on ES we did not. That breaker block didn't work. We also don't want to end up as, bait, trapped longs. What's the time? 10:03. Is it interesting how we kept on holding inside the daily fair value gap here on the 5-minute time frame and the 15? We didn't close below it yet. One-hour time frame. Alright, looks like we're going for these equal highs. But still, that's not the delivery I wanted to see in order to stay inside this trade. So I'm happy getting out right here. Not feeling like I missed out on something that it went my way. I guess that was more lucky than not tapping the slow. So let's see, 5-minute bearish fair value gap. Now we're in here. 1-minute bearish fair value gap. See if we can use a inefficiency or maybe a 5-minute time frame inversion fair value gap. I would prefer that. How much risk to the downside would we be facing? Well, first we have to close above this. 10 points. So we just hit a bunch of short-term highs here. Didn't really shift structure here, we only wicked above it. Relative equal lows. No. Let's see, based on the 1-minute time frame, we would look forward to see some support here. On the 5-minute time frame, we almost immediately rebalanced here, this bullish candle, once we hit 4763.25. So we won't get a bullish 1-minute fair value gap here. See, that 1-minute bullish fair value gap seems to be holding support. Five points. I'm not in a trade right now, not on funding pips accounts whatsoever. Too choppy here. Take a look at NQ. Q looks like it's going to shift structure. Going sideways and pushing up. Well, I mean, we have plenty of inversion fair value gaps and enough room to potentially move to the upside. We don't have to catch it at the very low. I like to keep reminding myself of that. I was tempted to go into this long, but I decided not to. If I would have seen the close below it, that would have been the exit. Safety stop loss. Yeah, 3 points here really. Breakaway gap at the low. I looked forward seeing this move right after this candle, but I guess the timing just wasn't right. Here, 10 a.m., bullish SMT divergence, and then we start to continue higher. That was the right time to look for the continuation slash reversal. 2 minutes to go on the 5-minute time frame. Let's leave our fair value gaps over here. We could use them later on as inversion fair value gaps. Once we really see confirmations that we close above this stuff, then we can use them as support to target short-term highs, potentially coming from the low of the day. This would be the lower. That would be the 5-minute time frame market structure shift right up here. Damn it. See, we keep on respecting bullish order flow here on the 1-minute time frame. We had a bullish value gap right here. Come back to retest it. Let's see how we close. We have 50 seconds left here on the 5-minute time frame. And we have a 1-hour bearish fair value gap just above this high. Keep that in mind. So this could be a good draw on liquidity to rebalance this inefficiency with that new hourly candle. Always good to have the higher time frame. Yeah. Don't disagree with you, Omar. So we still didn't manage to close above this bearish fair value gap. We left behind a tiny little bullish one. Not getting engaged. I see the opportunity though to run into the hourly buy side liquidity pool right here. This hourly bullish fair value gap. Bearish, sorry. Terrible fill. Little bit too late. Where did I get filled? Of course, always at the worst possible price. I'm gonna see if this bullish fair value gap keeps on holding support to deliver into this hourly buy side. Hourly inefficiency. Just using that highest fair value gap as support. Gonna place my safety stop loss just below this low. And my take profit target just at this high. Sub 1 limit. If I see the close below this bullish fair value gap right here on the 1 minute, I'm closing the position. Right now we kept on respecting that bullish order flow. So from here on, I don't think that, well, we have another set of equal highs right here. Let's see if we push through these, then we get back to the 50% level, VWAP, and eventually our hourly bearish fair value gap. Getting that refilled or redelivered into. I'm going to trail my stop now below this low. 6, 7. Really wanted to get the fill inside this fair value gap. but then spread. Oh. Let's put it below the slow. So we just cleared those equal highs here. 5-minute time frame. Volatile. Not really sure where it wants to go. So we use it as support to sweep buy side. We've done that, but not our 1 hour bearish fair value gap here. Could still do that from here. Like I said, if I see the close below this bullish fair value gap, that would be my exit sign. Or I'm gonna get safety stop loss triggered just below this low. 6, 7, 5 points would be 7, 2. Let's put it 1 tick above this high inside the hourly. Jump up to the 5-minute time frame. See if we get close above this 1-minute bearish. That's our highest bearish value gap on the 1 minute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep, we got to close above, but we immediately volume imbalance back to the high of the fair value gap. I mean this one right here. We use it as resistance before. Now we close above it, bouncing off it. We just hit the VWAP. Let's see what we're gonna do from here. If this is just a VWAP pullback. Sellers are still here to smack price back down. I mean, it just tapped that VWAP. And I think it's also a new 5-minute candle. That's why we see that increased volatility. This could end up forming a potential left shoulder, head, right shoulder setup, market structure shift, reversal low of the day after filling the daily bullish fair value gap. I know that what comes to my mind. That's why I'm looking for longs, because we hit that daily inefficiency. If we're gonna hold support here, that's where we could look for longs on a lower time frame. Like I said, I'm talking about this daily bullish fair value gap right here. Of course, it's counter trend trading, but yeah, you will never find a reversal that's not counter trend. Let's see how we close here. Just gonna let this get stopped out. Let me get rid of these. All right, stopped out on that one. Tap the VWAP, immediately rejected. That's why I like to have the VWAP on my chart. Alright, so that's the 5-minute bullish right here. Those 1 tick fair value gaps, I really don't like them inside, yeah, volatile price action. Let's see what that looks like on the 1 minute. Do we have any questions? Yeah, I have this 5-minute fair value gap right here on my chart. Not saying I'm not looking at it. It's right on here. So we just tapped that 5-minute inefficiency. That's interesting. Swept short-term low. Let's see what we respect now. I just wouldn't take shorts from there. Oma. We already used it before to deliver into sell side targets, so I'm not really interested in doing that again. Build in this bearish fair value gap right here. Let's see if we invert that. Let's get rid of that. Let's say bullish 5-minute. Let's make this a fair value gap on the daily and make it gray. So we see some time frame color differences. $30 to go on the 5-minute time frame. Let's take a look at NQ. That's this high here on NQ. Well, yeah. Also not looking very bullish. Let's see where we at on the account. Still in profit. That's okay. But we start to see how we use now bearish fair value gaps. Pushing through these bearish inefficiencies. We have relative equal low and more sell side. A unfilled volume imbalance. Now we're inside the lowest 1-minute bullish. We've had that. Let's see how we close here. We already filled in the volume imbalance now again. Ah, damn it. I'm not used to the 1-minute time frame anymore. Even a 5-minute volume imbalance. Did we close below bullish fair value gap? No, but that's exactly where we saw that volume imbalance right here. What's the time? It's 10:20. Filled in that lowest bullish fair value gap now. On the 5-minute, we're going to close in 3. On the 15. No, it could have been a good idea to take a short based on this bearish fair value gap. Definitely. Not saying that. Rejected from the 5-minute. Took out equal highs right here. Well, I'm interested to see if it's going to use bearish fair value gap we have right here. But I might just have missed that opportunity. 1 minute really is quick. Desensitized from trading the 5-minute almost. We closed below? No, not yet. Not yet. Still got this 1 hour bullish here. Bearish, sorry. Let's go to the 1 minute and see. Okay, so we're in the trade now. Gonna use the 1 minute time frame now here to manage this trade. Bearish fair value gap. Bearish fair value gap right here. Inversion fair value gap right here. If we invalidate all that, then it's just really choppy here. Giving those big retracements, we don't really see that often. Inversion fair value gap right here on the 1 minute. We use towards support here, and then we close below. Yeah, we close back above, but we immediately volume imbalance back down below it. Order flow to me, yeah, says bearish, so that next confirmation would be close below here. Once we get that, I think we shouldn't have issues seeing a new low of the day. My stop loss for this one is going to be right up here. $63 sets us up. See, now we're starting to fill this bearish fair value gap. Close above would mean exit or safety stop right up in here. Then price is just, yeah, messing around here. Looks like we're gonna get safety stopped. All right, safety stopped again. So every time we try to get in with order flow, it completely turns around. But it's not too bad. Where are we at on the account? 107. Like I said, I'm not doing anything on my funding pips accounts right now. Seems a little bit too risky for that. We still keep on holding this 5 minute. I mean, yes, we open with a bearish volume imbalance here, but it keeps on holding. Let's see. But tapering in 1 minute is as hectic as I remember it. Let's get rid of these execution errors. A new inversion fair value gap. Holding support on lowest bullish. Disrespecting bearish order flow. As if I would be tapering this. I'm not really making a difference if it's a paper trading account or a challenge right here. But price is not easy to read right now. That's for sure. Especially if we go to the higher time frame. Like, So let's see what we can do on the one. Well, we are inside the daily bullish fair value gap, yeah. Traders draw order blocks and stuff like that so completely, so differently. That's why, yeah, I don't know. I don't look at OBs as much, especially old ones. I don't care about it. Just relying on my tape reading, going with the flow approach. Where we at actually on our account? Just once it invalidated above this bearish fair value gap, I immediately knew, okay, well, since it's holding support here, having filled that in perfectly, that's not looking bearish, that's looking rather bullish. Quick to change that. Quick to change my bias. Quick to enter, even quicker to exit. Close back above this one. Yeah, no. I think we should really should see smooth sailing back into this 1 hour bearish fair value gap. Right up in here. Regular trading hours gap. Let's check that out. Oh yeah, I see. Far out. Yeah, basically the entire overnight session, this huge Asia session drop formed that regular trading hours opening gap, which could potentially get filled in within the AM session. Potentially. So I'm not too worried for the funding pips accounts to catch the perfect low. Waiting to see some confirmation on the 5. We have enough room to go to the upside. Only on true bearish days we see, yeah, 3 sessions to the downside. And we still didn't give up that daily bullish fair value gap. No, I'm just doing my tape reading on the 1 minute time frame, and it's not telling me to short right now, at least based on the order flow I see. Once I see the invalidation again, yeah, quick to exit like said. But yeah, it's a confluence armor. Mm. 1 hour is getting way too messy now. All these gaps. Let's screw it. I have my stop in place. Good to remember why I decided to not do this stuff on a 1 minute time frame. But still interesting to revisit that. 5 minute, let's see where we're at. Main area I was interested to see being respected was this bullish fair value gap. Never closed below it. Every time we tested it, we started to bounce. We closed right at the low and opened below it, but we never closed below it. So in that sense, I wouldn't say it's invalidated. I know it's only a 1 tick fair value gap, not putting too much. Yeah, focus onto that. I would be interested to see what happens once we start to invalidate those bearish fair value gaps inside the hourly, of course. So we could just be ending up to reject from here later on and continue lower, or we start to fill in that regular trading hours opening gap. So that would be, yeah, like you say, Bongo, the best case scenario. We've already closed above this and closed back below it, so not really interested in that. It's all 1 minute time frame stuff. Short-term high cleared. Don't really need that. That's our 50% of this entire weekly range. Don't really need that. $9.30 opened up right here. So this range right here so far has been our $9.30 opening range. Not much. So far didn't really go or move too much either. Hard to call, yeah, having a hard time calling this sell side here. I mean, it's already sell side, it's a short-term low, so yeah, don't be misled by, yeah, we hit sell side and actually never close below it on the 5 minute. When in doubt, flip the chart around. Well, at least to me right now, this looks more like we're gonna revisit these lows if we flip it around. It's not the worst. Also not the best, of course, but that's why I'm not getting involved on the funding pips accounts, but I would like to see that true confirmation close below here and then getting short on the inversion fair value gap to hunt more sell side as a head and shoulder setup at the top inside a daily bullish fair value gap above the London session high. But of course, yeah, invert all of that. If you want to go short, then I think the best opportunities have passed. I'd say this was one of the best short opportunities besides trading the Asia session. Don't think many of us are doing that actually. So internal 2022 model. After filling in this hourly bearish fair value gap right here at the high, market structure shift, bearish fair value gap, continuation lower. Looking for shorts at the low of the day is not usually what I'm out for unless I really have good targets to target, but we're already below the previous day's low. We already hit Wednesday, Tuesday sell side, and even a little bit more than that, a small short-term low here. So the idea was to short into this our daily bullish fair value gap. Of course, there are more bullish fair value gaps below, but that's where we're at right now. Let's check it out. 1 minute time frame. Really not something I enjoy being involved in. So I'm glad that I'm only doing this on the TraderWeight account. $100 in drawdown. I have a $500 daily loss limit, so I have to keep that in mind. We have the SMT divergence within Q. No. Let's just see, we tap that rough area again. Yeah, exactly. And if you don't see the short to take and you see more reasons to not more reasons, but confluences that could lead to a long, then that's why I don't have fixed daily biases. I mean, I have a bias to a specific point, like this daily bearish fair value gap, delivered into that with the news candle. But from here, just because I used to have a daily bearish bias, I'm not stuck to the belief that we have to keep on attacking sell side for the rest of the day. Let me check it out. Yeah, the long of this bullish fair value gap here on the 5-minute time frame. I don't like too long of a 1 tick fair value gap, really. Not feeling the need to immediately get engaged, but well, I would be more interested to see what happens once we close above this, and then there's still enough room to the upside given the size of our regular trading hours opening gap, which ends all the way up here at buy side, because that's roughly where we closed yesterday. And then from here on overnight, we just sold off during Asia, went sideways during London, early New York session, we sold off into the daily bullish fair value gap, and now we're consolidating inside that. Yeah, shorting at low of day would have been a short choice. Shorting into the low of the day of one of those bearish fair value gaps right here, yeah. But right now, I mean, I think we're almost on the other side of the curve. What do you think, guys? Should I leave it running, or should I just take profit where profit is? Let's see where that 50% level comes in at. Oh, hit it perfectly. Well-trained eye. So we close above our first 5-minute bearish fair value gap. Right here, still playing around with the VWAP. Nah, I'm fine. Let's just see. I'm going to go to the toilet quickly. I'm going to be back in no time. Yeah, we'll see. I'll make it spontaneously. Took that first short-term high. Like I said, I didn't engage on the funding pips accounts, and I don't really feel bad about that. I'm pretty glad, actually. Let's see if we hit that 1 hour bullish. Bearish. Why do I always keep on saying bullish? I don't know. If this would be an Apex account, yeah, I would take profit here. More than 5 points. If it comes back to break even, it would count as, yeah, drawdown. But with take profit trader, there's we don't have that rule. So let's see, 2 minutes to go. What's the time? It's 10:40. Where's that regular trading hours gap again? Let's take a look at NQ on the 5 minute. %50 of that gap all the way to the upside. Took that equal high buy side, still didn't move into the hourly. Like I said, I try to treat this account as good as I can, like a paper trading account. 5 points would have been hit. Yeah, end of day makes a huge difference. Live trading drawdown, it's just, yeah. Trailing drawdown is already bad and all, but live trailing drawdown, it's like, yeah, worst of the worst. Still manageable, but much harder to manage. Yeah, that price delivery so far was not the cleanest. That's why I'm really just waiting to see if we manage to, if we can pull it off to close above this. So I think we have good cards to see the continuation back into those bearish fair value gaps. The inversion up here. Maybe the short-term high right here. Maybe even a chance at, well, if we get the market structure here on a 5 minute time frame, we have our buy side liquidity paired with the regular trading hours opening gap high, measuring standard deviations. So it'd be roughly a 2 standard deviation move. So twice this move to the downside, but to the upside. Just looks like much, but really isn't. A New York session could easily run orders back to the upside, especially of a daily bullish fair value gap. And I wouldn't be sure if I would like to long this chart at this point in time. Especially if we manage to close below this. So just based on that, wouldn't really be a fan of shorting. Let's see. Put that up here. Stops protected. Yeah. Close that. See if we engage later on the funding pips accounts. What's the time? Oh, it's almost 5. End of the timing window. What's that? The DXY. Bearish fair value gap. Could help. Like I said, if ES wants to go higher, the chart will tell us. Especially interested in that next hourly candle. Yeah, exactly. If I would be trading EU, like I always say, yeah, for sure. Volume point of control migrated to the downside inside that daily bullish fair value. And look at that teeny little, yeah. That's really where the money's at. Left behind from all the shorts. No, I'm cool with it. Let's see what it wants to do. We took out the high one more time without managing to get into this 1 hour bearish fair value gap. Maybe we do that with that next hourly candle. Or maybe not. Except both ways, I'm not really disappointed. It's also a 15-minute bearish fair value gap that we're smacking into. That low of the 5-minute perfectly lines up with this bearish fair value gap right here. 1 minute time frame keeps on holding on the bullish. But it's not that clean price delivery that we would be looking for. Most of our targets have been hit prior to the 9:30 a.m.s. Already moved quite a bit. And then in a similar way, how we mentioned that during London, we don't really would look forward to target much because we already had that major Asia session drop. Same goes for New York. If we just dropped, we need some time to go sideways before we immediately can reverse. They, yeah, need to load up as well. The meaning of the volume point of control. Well, it's the point in price where the most transactions took place. And if we see the volume point of control migrating lower, means that, well, don't really think they're gonna add more sell stone here. Well, how do I explain that best way possible? Meaning of the volume point of control. I mean, of course, it's here because it's the New York session. We mainly went sideways. I'd say mainly a pivot, a good reference point that can be used as confluence. It's similar to the VWAP that I like to view as my baseline. Don't like to use an EMA or an SMA or that stuff. I like to have volume incorporated with that, the volume weighted average price. Pretty much spent the entire day below it, and now we're just back at the volume weighted average price. Pay me the next hours or don't. Well, we'll see. We will see. Like I said. Not disappointed if it doesn't hit. If it hits, nice. Don't think I'm gonna engage anymore on the funding pips accounts. I'm gonna leave it at that. Did anyone else take any trades? Day trader? Beatty? Cool. Maybe on a different chart. Did NQ hit the hourly? Okay, that hourly fair value gap would be right Here on NQ, interesting. Took the previous day slow. Yeah, same goes for me, really. I mean, would be nice to see this continue higher, especially off that daily bullish fair value gap. If we fail to hold this on the daily, when really that next target we would have would be sell side. This would be that last level of defense. But here on the daily, we start to see that, yeah, almost seek and destroy like pattern. We dump, take short, take sell side, pump back up, but without taking buy side. Do a deeper retracement than we would anticipate before we take buy side. Beginning of the year shenanigans. But I don't want to complain or anything at all. The year so far has been great. Especially on a 5-minute time frame. So much for that. So the DXY popped up. So well, let's see how much they're correlated. I just wouldn't exit my trade based on that. Didn't see the invalidation yet on ES. Okay. What time is it? 4:54. 5 more minutes until end of the timing window. Last 5-minute candle before we get the new hourly candle. Maybe we get some momentum with that. Let's jump back in the chat and see. Check out the 15-minute. 1 minute. Still holding that bullish fair value gap here. I'm gonna choose to stop out if we go back below the slow. Did I take anything during London? Yes. This long right here. Based on the SMT divergence here, we took out the previous day slow pre-London. Then we headed lower at 2 a.m. into Wednesday's sell side. Didn't engage in anything on here because we never had a fair value gap during this point in time. Continued lower. I saw that NQ didn't continue lower. We left behind 1, 2, 3, 4 equal highs right here. All these equal highs could pretty much be considered relative. The SMT divergence with NQ and then a sudden move away from it. And I had at least some inefficiencies to use. Like, for example, this volume imbalance right here and this bearish fair value gap. We closed above it. Then I got in around this area, of course not perfectly around here, on a, what's it called, take profit trader account, yes, but on the CFD accounts that's next to impossible. Placed a limit order, got in, and then we took profits once we hit that buy side liquidity. Not looking for much because we already dropped a lot during the Asia session. And then very likely that next period or that next quarter, if you watch quarterly theory, it's likely going to be consolidation. And I also wanted to go to the gym and stuff, and I was happy with those first 5 points. The next best trade opportunity, I'm ignoring everything that happened during Asia, in my opinion, would have been right here. So we push above, fill in this entire hourly inefficiency where it's not here anymore, but we had a hourly fair value gap right here. This high is relative to this high, so we fill that in. The hourly candle is closing right here at 7.55. And with that new hourly, we immediately shift market structure and go back below, of course. We could have also kept on holding support here inside this bullish fair value gap, but it's worth the risk just because it's a 2022 model to enter a trade like this. 5-point stop loss, even less. If you want to tighten up the stop, maybe go for a 4-point stop. Target short-term lows. First one right here. I know we had news coming up at 8:30. This would have been the only scary part, really. But timing-wise, okay, we just filled the hourly. And with that new hourly, we immediately get a market structure shift. Paired with a bearish fair value gap. Started to disrespect bullish fair value gaps up here. Yes. That would have been a short of the day. 10 points. You could have left a runner into deeper sell side, like Tuesday's sell side liquidity. And at that point, really not worth it to hold on to it. But this would have been the best opportunity to get into these lower prices. Getting in down here, I don't know about that. I mean, it seems a little bit too risky for me, at least, especially prior to the 9:30 open. And we already hit most of the sell side pools. So I like to engage before we hit those, because then I still have something to target and a narrative / bias. Okay, my draw on liquidity, if that's already been rated and we started to go sideways here, I don't really want to get in with such a big stop loss. You can't catch them all. We've learned that earlier playing Pokemon. Can't get them all, can't catch them all. Alright, so now we're inside our hourly fair value gap. We hit that short-term high with the new hourly candle. Let's see if that push wants to continue. Let's see where we're at on the account, 215. So almost back to where we started. Let's see, I'm gonna move my stop now to break even here below the short-term low. Nothing at risk. At 75. Yeah, basically the consequent encouragement, 50% level of this hourly bearish fair value gap. Perfectly sitting at 7.5. Oh, what are you guys gonna do with the rest of the day? I mean, yeah, for some it's likely early in the morning. For me, it's 5 p.m. and it's almost dark outside. That's the worst thing about Germany, really, guys. All right, there we go, boys. We closed above our lowest, above, yeah, the inversion fair value gap, bearish fair value gap, now inversion fair value gap. You're going to work. Oh. Well, it's not like I'm not working. I mean, once I finish the stream, I have so much stuff to do. It's, yeah, extending the membership for all the people that submitted a lovely little wop.com review. I really appreciate that. Reading through all of it, see if I can learn something out of it, and then doing some crypto stuff and what else? Journaling. Working on the next YouTube video. I'm working on a video on how I set up my MT5 platform on on my Mac. That it's using a few indicators and stuff like that to really make it feel like you're executing on TradingView. Yeah, you're still in time for the reviews, definitely. Just head over to wop.com or go over to the, hang on, I can show you. Would really appreciate that. I already got a few reviews, and if you go up here to the announcements tab, right here above the 2024 mentorship, you go over to wop.com/hub, and then you very likely see my product, whichever one you purchased, and then you just click on leave a review, write a little text, and then send me a screenshot of that, and then I'm going to extend the membership for 2-3 weeks. If it's really a killer review, I even consider extending it for a month. I would really appreciate it. That really helps me out a lot, more than you could think. And I also want to bring up the accountability forum here for all the VIP members that are watching right now. Don't be shy. We all have the same goals here, and we can learn a lot from each other. I already started with my accountability post right here. Bongo Rambo did as well. just post your thoughts into it, and maybe the progress on your funded accounts, whatever you want to do. I don't want to put any guides or restrictions on it, and only we, the members, can read through it and maybe learn a little bit of each other, which might, yeah, start to create accountability within our community. Let's say you start, okay, I want to be held accountable for this challenge right here. I'm going to post my progress, and if I completely smash it or fail it because I just keep on over trading, well, you would have to post it in, or everyone else would be like, mate, you're missing a week. What happened there? That's a new account. That's the idea behind it. If you don't want to do that, just share your thoughts in here. You can simply hop up here, create a new post, and then, yeah, give it your Discord name. And you have sort of a little journal right here, like Bongo Rambo. I don't want to share yours on stream, but let's go through mine. I put the date here on top and talked a little bit about the trade I took, with the Confluence, my MT5 balance and the executions I did. This was this morning's London session, and later on I'm going to do the New York session recap in here, but just for myself. So if you are interested in that and want to give it a try, feel free to check it out in Accountability Forum. All right. You're getting nervous for me. I really appreciate that. I'm not getting nervous for myself. uh, oh, this is funny. No, I'm kidding. I'm also considering to get out here. We hit that 50% level of the hourly fair value gap. Let's see where we at on the account. Just where we started. Nah, screw it. Go big or go home. Stops already in profit. Now we have a bullish fair value gap here. Paired with the two inversion fair value gaps. No, that does one rock. Too much coffee. Yeah, I stopped drinking coffee. Also in the morning when I traded. I don't know, it made me a little bit too active, I think. Never been a big or huge coffee fan either, so. Yeah, it's still available. Just whenever you have the time, just open up a support ticket and share a review with me. There's no time limit on that. I just saw that before I started to mention it, that you can actually leave reviews on Rob. That the last review I've got was 3 or 4 months ago from Agent Smith and Ulrich and some other long-term members I have. And from there on, basically, no one else posted a review. And I was like, well, do they think the service I provide isn't good, or is it because they just don't know that you can leave a review? And yeah, that's why I posted it. And from there, lots of people with the ICT all-in-one started to share some reviews, and yeah, I really appreciate it. And now I thought I'd give something back. Maybe making it a little bit more worth it for you to write a review. So yeah, there's no rush at all. We'll be there tomorrow, we'll be there next week. That's all good. Any more questions for Yeah, that's okay. Take your time, like I said. I did not know and did not even think about it. Yeah, I mean, totally understandable. I also wouldn't think about it if I were to be the member. It's not something that goes through your mind like, oh yeah, shit, leave a review, and if you don't even know where it is at. So that's all good. Are there any last minute questions before we end the live stream? I'm gonna leave my stop where it is right now. Already in profit. See if this bullish fair value gap holds support now. I know we have this higher time frame bearish fair value gap. And Q is now also inside a hourly bearish. Just tapped that previous day's low again. Not the best setup, but Matt wants to try it on a funding pips account as well. I like that bullish fair value gap so much that I even want to take another risk on the funding pips. That's what I've been waiting for basically all day. Come on, give us a few more down takes. Tough session, but good work. Thanks. Yeah, not the easiest session. Let's see if we can actually continue higher from here. Otherwise, stop at break even. But yeah, tough session. I think it's a good wrap up. I'm gonna upload the recording to YouTube. Work my way through reviews and extensions. And yeah, unless there are any more questions, Cryptonaut, Kita, Day Trader, then I would wrap it up here. SBG. Feel free to shoot as many questions as you want to me. Like if I would want to learn and join a membership, then yeah, I'd been a pain in the ass member, asking questions left and right because I want to understand. That's why I'm I don't know, almost pushing you to ask questions. Also, that I have more stuff to talk about if there are more questions around. Any updates regarding crypto? No, not really. What kind of updates do you mean? I did my review for, what did it say again? The update would be it's gonna go up. The question is when. Just saying that it's gonna go up. Now I made a video for another YouTuber, some analysis on the chart, some kind of freelancing work, because he's too lazy or too busy to do his own charting. So basically what I do is to copy the exact chart of another YouTuber and put it on his TradingView chart. And then he can make a video with exactly the same content, but yeah, people still watch it. You would have to hit Shift Enter. Shift Enter, that's how you can make the Umbruch. What did it say today? Well, I'm not paying too much attention to crypto, so other than CK Sync based projects, I'm really big on them right now and their tech. So I'm looking to place myself or position myself within that ecosystem. Because if they're gonna do the airdrop, well, not if, once they're gonna do that airdrop, it's gonna be a lot of money laying around there. And those projects that are already built on CK Sync, I think are going to do really well. I already mentioned all of that inside the, hang on, let's open it up here quickly. A little crypto update. I mentioned crypto chat. The meme coin I'm currently buying right here as Seek. And but what was the other one about as well? The first CK Sync project I mentioned was the airdrop here with Hold Station and their pre-sale. I mean, I shared all the links to the initial DEX offering IDO, where you were able to get your hands on Hold Station token for $1 per coin. They're now currently trading at 4.5. That's pretty cool. 4.5x. And yeah, other similar projects are gonna do very well as well. I think that's why I'm starting to invest more and more into that ecosystem. Also into the memes on those ecosystems. But yeah, just ask me questions in here if you have any very specific questions about that. Not too worried about what Bitcoin is doing around 40k. Now that's the beautiful thing about airdrops. You don't need big capital. In my opinion, at least. I mean, I received the Arbitrum airdrop by pure luck, the Optimism airdrop, the Uniswap airdrop, and I don't have much money in that wallet. I just, my advantage was that I was early. When I swapped on Uniswap when no one else swapped on Uniswap. When it was still in beta, basically, and just a little fun project, more or less. And then those early users that tested the product, wrote reviews and helped the developers to find some bugs, they get rewarded. Nowadays airdrops are a little bit different, I'd say. You definitely don't need more than 20k. That's bullshit. Then it's more or less the protocol farming you instead of you farming the protocol, if you need that much money to get something out of the airdrop. That's also very popular right now. Airdrops are basically used, let's say you have a project and you don't release the token on day one. When you launch your project, you first bring out your application and a new feature, blah, 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 in addition to that DeFi ecosystem, and people start using it. So now you're planning on distributing your token. Who do you want to have the tokens? Do you want some short-term speculators who just heard about your project have those tokens, or actually people that have been very early supporting you from the get-go, helping you to find some bugs and issues and all that stuff? Well, those the second group of people, because they're more likely to really be involved with the project and are more likely to hold the tokens instead of receiving the airdrop and immediately selling it, which really wouldn't be good for the project itself. Just needs a bit of research and commitment. A little bit of money for gas, but not too much. Yeah, my old crypto videos were spot on. I know, but unpopular opinion at that time. It's okay. I mean, someone has to get Bitcoin up to my exit price. Not meant in a mean way, that's just how markets work. And I'm not a short-term trader. I don't trade crypto futures whatsoever. I used to do, but nah, too hectic. I can't schedule my day. It's like, 24 hours. Even on the weekends, it's hectic. And you don't have those constants throughout the day, like your New York Open, your London Open, your London Killzone, and your Asia Killzone, where you pretty much out of 4 or 5 days find a good setup to trade on the lower time frames. With crypto, it consolidates for ages and then it breaks to the upside. Best strategy for it is to simply DCA into it and wait until it goes back up as a long-term swing trade, basically. I know that some people use ICT concepts on Bitcoin and keep on posting these bearish ass posts with those arrows back down to 10,000. If it happens, well, yeah, cool. I don't care. I'm gonna buy more. But they're very likely just mad that they didn't jump on the train early enough. Bull markets make, I always like to say or refer to that, bull markets make people money, but bear markets make you rich. So don't expect to get rich during a bull market. That's not going to happen. That's not where you make these insane returns. But during a bear market, you do. If you DCA into it, like all the calls I mentioned, Chainlink, Polkadot. Oh, I don't even remember. It's too long ago. Ethereum. Yeah, just crypto stuff. I think crypto is at its infant stage. More and more things are being developed, and eventually, people would just use the technology behind it, not even knowing that it's blockchain based. I mean, most of the people, they just pay their electricity bill and they don't know really what's going on behind it, how you get your electricity to your house. Oh yeah, there's a cable and then you just pay for it and you have electricity in your house, but they don't really understand what's going on behind it. Same way as they use YouTube, also code, technology and all that stuff. Just use it, they're consumers. And eventually crypto will also get to that stage. And then it's smart to invest into infrastructure instead of applications, like Chainlink, for example, or Graph Token, Row. Could go on about this for ages. I mean, for example, a good example for the infant stage I always like to bring up is NFTs. Everyone has thinks bad of NFTs because it's those shitty art pictures that get sold for millions and millions, but same thing happens with real painting pictures or art. NFT is actually a really cool technology that can be used in so many different ways. Like, for example, if you want to go to a soccer match, FC Bayern Munich against Dortmund or something like that, or an NBA basketball match, whatever it is. If you purchase a ticket and you get sick and you can't attend to it, and if you resell it, then let's say, for example, on a secondary marketplace, your favorite sports team doesn't see any percentage of that resale. So you resell it and you get all the money. But with NFTs, those sport teams like the NBA team or FC Bayern Munich could actually get 10% royalty fee on each and every resale. And if you sell millions of tickets per year, at least 10 to 25% of those are going to be resold eventually. And getting a 10% cut out of that, I think that's pretty cool. And eventually that's going to get integrated. Not that you really know that your ticket is an NFT. It's just in your Apple wallet, and wait for it to get scanned at the entrance of your match. Yeah, I don't know. Keep on talking. But that ain't really a good thing for the average customer. If it's being resold, well, the customer has nothing to do. He's out of the discussion. It's a decision made from the management team. Oh, how can we make some more money? We're losing some money here and there. Or, well, oh yeah, those resales, and if we would get a 10% cut out of that, that would be awesome. So let's do that. Make that investment, and then yeah, you buy your tickets, and if you resell it, you pay the royalty fees, same way as you pay your taxes. If you want to resell it, yeah, that's the way. Otherwise, yeah. Don't really have a right to decide that. Of course, yeah, I know what you mean. Let's see if we can continue higher and push through those equal highs here. I'm just gonna leave the chart open and do my other things, so yeah. It's gonna be the end of the live stream, guys. So any last minute questions would be, yeah, now would be the time for it. I'm gonna end the live stream here, upload the recording. You guys know the trade I'm still in. Invalidation for me would happen if we close below this bullish fair value gap. This would really invalidate bullish order flow for me. It's 11:30. We could see that continuation really during that PM session to the upside, but first we have to make it through this hourly bearish fair value gap. Let's see how it goes. Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna be back tomorrow for a London session tape read and see what we get there. Thanks, Omar. I really appreciate it. Alright, guys, then until tomorrow. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Nice day, trader. Great to hear. Which trade did you take? Did you take the long from down here? Well, I did. Ah, no, you said you... No. One earlier. Or one earlier even. Not bad. And the recent one. Well, good on you. Just make sure to not give it back at the end of the day. Call it a day. And... you see all the wicks by stepping in. Yeah, it's cool. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, yeah, of course, now with hindsight, the wicks to the downside, but we also got them to the upside. Always have it, yeah, I don't know, at the low of the day, I think arguing it in that way makes sense, definitely. That's what I like about trading. It's not, yeah, it's unique. Everyone does their own analysis and trusts it, and it works out for them. And then yeah. Love days like these. I have a different opinion on that. But yeah, like I said, it depends on your setup and your go-to setup, your analysis and that stuff. And I just didn't really see mine today. 1 minute time frame. So you stayed in the long right here. That's what you mean. Or in that long from the exact low. No, I know what you mean. So from that first entry we took, you didn't decide to exit. Yeah, well, I mean, fair enough. With those equal highs here especially. Nice move. Clean. 15 points. Good job. But the job is not done yet. We all know what it's sometimes like. We make those huge profits and we just can't get enough. It can't get enough. So yeah, best thing to do right now is to hit that X button, call it a day, do something else, and yeah, let it sink in. Take the profits home. Yeah, make sure to take some partials, move your stop to break even, set your targets where you want to get out. I mean, you're already up 15 points in that stage, almost 15 points, around 15 points. Just making sure you don't have dollar bills eyes. No dollar bills. Greedy eyes, looking for all these prices up here because that you would make so and so much dollars if we get to this area. Sometimes happens to me, especially if I already caught the low. Okay, playing small with profits on MES, yeah, and just keep it going. I'm gonna get off the stream now. I have to do a few more other things and keep the chart open in a second tab. Take profit target is gonna remain up here. Invalidation would be the close below this bullish fair value gap. Curious to see if we can push through this 1 hour bearish fair value gap. What's the time? It's 11:35, so that first half hour is done now. Let's see. Alright guys, take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for sharing that, day trader. If you want, open your accountability thread. Would really be cool to get some more insights from different traders and learn from each other. But only if you want, of course. Take care and until tomorrow.